Miss Harris is fooling y'all. And you know she not black.
Well, turn to your neighbor and say,
Miss Harris is fooling y'all.
oh, yeah.
And you know she not black.
What a shame. Turn to your neighbor and say,
Miss Harris is fooling y'all.
oh, yeah.
And you know she not black. What is good, everybody? It's your boy Jay Breezy back with another X and X, and I gotta tell you, today's X and X is all about Kamala Harris. Kamala, how do you say that? Cammy? K Diddy? Ooh, I won't do that to you. Everything today is about her word salad, how she's just been a thing the last couple of weeks. I know politicians got to get into their rhetoric. I know politicians got to, shake hands, kiss babies, talk that talk, spit that game, talk your ish. Shout out to Biggie. But the way Kamala Harris does it just feels really different.
What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am certainly not perfect, so let's start there. And I think that perhaps a weakness, some would say, but I actually think it's a strength, is I really do value having a team of very smart people around me who bring to my decision-making process different perspectives. My team will tell you, I am constantly saying, let's kick the tire on that. Let's kick the tires on it.
I gotta say, her ability to not answer questions is amazing to me. Like, she will say everything else in the world but the direct answer to the question. I don't understand that. That is dirty work right there, because I really don't get that at all. She is definitely the epitome of a politician, though. That word salad, is this Caesar dressing on this word salad? Because it's pretty tasty.
Some voters, though, might ask, you've been in the White House for 4 years, you were vice president, not the president, but why wasn't any of that done for the last 4 years?
Well, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done.
Oh, did she just flip the thing? Did she just say Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers? Like, we sell seashells down by the seashore? Is that what she just hit us with? Like, I talk about what's been done that hasn't been done, but when I do the done, the done will be done because we did the done. And it's done. We done? I am in no way telling you who to vote for, and I'm not saying the dude over there is a better candidate. I'm not. But what I am pointing out is you just gotta pay attention, and everybody claiming that they so woke. Are we woke? Are we listening? Are we paying attention to what's happening right here? Because this is a whole lot of nothing being said.
I represent a new generation of leadership on a number of issues and believe that we have to actually take new approaches. For example, what we talked about in terms of housing. My experience that leads to that priority includes what I did to take on the big banks around the foreclosure crisis when I brought billions of dollars to homeowners that were the subject of predatory lending. I know what homeownership means to the American people, not to mention what it meant to my mother, who worked very hard and saved up so that by the time I was a teenager, she was able to buy our first home. I bring to it my experience actually taking care of my mother when she was sick, and it was, as it turned out, dying from cancer. And so I know what it means and have the experience of taking care of an elderly relative, and I have raised children. And so I bring to my priorities, and will as president, a new approach and a new idea, frankly, about what we need to do to deal with the sandwich generation.
See, here's the problem I have when people run for office that are currently in office. She speaks on this. We have to take new approaches. We have to do this. Where were these new approaches today as you sit in the White House? Where were they? She recently said on The View, when they asked her, what would you do differently? Oh, I wouldn't do anything differently than what President Biden has done. Really? Knowing where we are in society, knowing where inflation is, food costs are, housing is, and your first response was, I wouldn't do anything differently. Why would I want more of the same? You know, I heard this recently and somebody said, I feel like Kamala is trying to lose this election. And lightweight, it feels that way with some of her responses and some things that she says.
It's all good. I'm here because we believe in democracy. Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now. I am speaking now. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
Imagine that. It's like a G-dog on a fly tip, flossing with the pussy, cutting in the crib. What the fuck does that mean?
What did that even mean? What did that mean? If you want Donald Trump to win, then just say so, but I'm speaking. What does that even mean? She was so flustered without being able to kind of bag somebody back on the spot that's the best she came out with. Now, we know she's not the greatest without a teleprompter. We all know that. But come on, sister, you went to Howard. Me, as a proud attendee of an HBCU at the University of Maryland at Eastern Shore, never to be confused with the Terps, don't do that. But you went to an HBCU, so act like you know how to bag back if somebody coming for your neck. But to say that line right there, I have no idea what you're talking about at all. And I don't think anybody did, but your supporters are gonna ride like, oh no, she wrote that. She wrote that. She was ready. You can't stop that train. But wait, there's more. It ain't just Kamala that's doing Kamala dirty. I know we done heard Uncle JoJo say this right here.
JoJo, tell him something, Joe.
And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
My man, Uncle JoJo. JoJo's not playing with y'all. JoJo straight up said what I said. That's how JoJo rolling. And he's like, JoJo, like, you think you're gonna leave me out? You're not gonna leave me out. I'm JoJo. And then, and then, if that wasn't bad enough, they called in the closer. They called in the one that's gonna get us all right for Kamala. They called in the closer. Check it out.
We have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles, and you're thinking about sitting out, because of Pookie might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
One thing you can't ever do to me, you can't slut shame me about nothing. Zero. Negative ghostwriter. Like, did he just sit down? Did he just stand there and chastise my fellow black men about how this is? There's so much to unpack right there. That might have to be a video in itself, but because this is X and X, I gotta keep it moving. But if you know, you know. Like, And if you don't know, I'm here for it. I'm more than willing to tell you, but we're gonna have to get. But just know, no, we wasn't about that. No. Yeah, don't talk to me like my dad in the ground. You can't. Sorry, I had one. He was around. You can't talk to me like that and think I'm gonna be like, oh, it's time to change. But to get back to your girl.
Thank you. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. How's the race here? Good. Hi, guys. Good. All right. I got your shirt.
You know what that one on the front left is? This one. So that was my first day after I was inaugurated DA, which was my first position. And I got into the office and I challenged the incumbent when I ran. Okay, cheers. Yeah. Oh, we have microphones and I was listening to everything. I didn't realize that. Okay. So, well,
You'll
now you
bleep
tell
my
us.
F words.
We just told all the family secrets.
So this was so staged right here, bruh. This could have been an episode of The Real World. For real. Like, am I watching what? Real Housewives of the Presidency? Like, is that what we're looking at? Like, this is I did not know all of the I did not know that the cameras and the microphones were here. I did not know the microphone is right here. It heard everything I said. I'm giving away all the secrets. I'm just saying, be vigilant. Come the next, 4 days? Vote, not just off of emotion. Vote off of the facts that you can put together for yourselves. Vote off of your gut feeling and instinct. And don't just do it. Do not let anybody hype you up but you need to see what really is happening. Again, I'm gonna repeat. I'm not saying that the other cat is the answer either, but I gotta point out some of the stuff that I have been seeing lately. Like, this is amazing. This presidential race will be like no other. And I'm sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about next week. Oh boy. But you know what it is. I appreciate y'all hanging out for another X and X. Go on, hit that like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please, for your boy, please. I want y'all to have a fantastic day, fantastic weekend on purpose. Why? Because you deserve it. Until next time, my good people, Jay Breezy.